Imagine a human brand. I'm preparing to deliver a keynote later this week, and I've been keeping my ear to the ground and looking for what people really care about in the moment right now. Obviously, we're coming through the COVID-19 crisis, and at least in the United States and elsewhere in the world, there's a lot of political and racial unrest. There's a lot of frustration out there. There's a lot of change out there. I've talked a lot about pivots and the need to make pivots, and it reminds me of a great episode from the sitcom Friends where Ross got into the pivot mode. Here's a clip.
Pivot!
But how in the world do we know how to pivot? I was reading an article this morning. I get up early and read articles on LinkedIn for about an hour, and I found one about B2B marketing and B2B sales, and it was talking about automation and account-based marketing and account-based experience. And it struck me that for all the automation, for all the things that we try to do in the name of scaling, the thing that we're missing out on is humanity. The thing that we're missing out on is empathy. And so again, I'll ask you, what would happen if you hired someone whose sole purpose, whose only job was to have conversations, 40 hours a week worth of conversations with your ideal customers and your ideal clients to see what really mattered to them, to understand how things are changing for them through the COVID-19 crisis, through the unrest that we're experiencing right now, through the changes that are necessary and that are going on in our society right now. What if you had someone whose sole purpose was to ask questions and to listen? Think about how much easier they could make the job of marketing. Think about how much easier they could make the job of business development and sales. Think about how much more successful those departments, those silos within your organization could be if there were someone that was developing a radical empathy for those that you depend on and that depend on you. That's my encouragement to you today, is to bring humanity back to your brand. I know we have to automate. I know we have to scale. I know we have to do all of those things. But the thing that we're missing out on is humanity. So how are you going to bring that back? How are you going to develop that radical empathy for your ideal customer or your ideal client? That's my encouragement and my challenge to you today.